Hi guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Aputure Vs-3 Vs-3. This is the third and newest model in their V-Screen series. This offers I think this is one of the first models that offers the high definition playback video through the monitor. And it has some really cool features about it. It also has a few features that I'm not too impressed about. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read some of the features that it offers. And then we're going to dive into those features. We're going to talk about them, show you how to use them on the monitor, and just an all-out how I really feel about the monitor. It is a $370 monitor. It's made in China. It took them about 2 weeks to get here once they sent it out to me. So first off, I'd like to thank Aputure for sending this out to me, allowing me to test it out and see what I think of their product. So it has 4-color option, easy to focus, so it has like focus peaking. It has zebras, histograms, false color, volume bars, pre-calibrated color, supports up to 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is kind of nice. HDMI loops through, supports original signal output. Camera mode supports unique types such as the 5D Mark II and other DSLRs, which I do like about that when it comes to a monitor. It's 7 inches, by the way. It also has firmware updates, which is kind of cool. So if they come out with new technology that firmware can be updated, you just, I guess, go to the website and you can update the firmware, which is kind of nice. It supports 7 different languages: English, Chinese, Japanese, Italian, Spanish, German, and French, which is nice for certain countries that need to be able to read things in a different language other than English. You have 6 other languages on top of English to pick from. And you have a sun hood cover, which is really nice. Most monitors, actually I don't know many monitors at all that come with that as an actual feature, so that's really a bonus to the monitor. So what all comes in this box? Well, you have your sun cover, charger, or not really a charger, but a wall adapter, so you can get power to the monitor, HDMI to mini HDMI, so you can connect into your DSLR. You have a mini USB to USB that you plug in. You have an Allen wrench, a screen cleaner, lint-free cloth. You have a ball head mount, and of course you have the monitor. Now, if you guys notice right off the bat, this piece right here on the monitor keeps popping off. Apparently the monitor they sent me out was one of the last beta versions they had before they actually came out with the final product. I've talked to the company, and supposedly they have fixed this issue. I do not know if they fixed it or not. I would hope that they have, because this would be very frustrating to spend $370, and the adhesive on this aluminum piece right here is not strong enough to keep this down. It looks tacky. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't really affect the function of the monitor, but at the same time, it kind of says something about the build quality of the monitor. As you can see, it just keeps popping back up. But supposedly this has been fixed. I do not know. So on the monitor itself, you've got a power on button. Then you've got your AV button, which is going to pick how you're going to view the monitor, because you can do it composite, you can do it your regular standard S video, and you can do it HDMI. As well, you have all your menus and functions are going to be here. We're going to go over those more in depth. This monitor, or the screen, does come with a plastic piece that's on top of it. I've just left it on, kind of like a screen protector for now, and until the bubbles get into the actual screen, I'm just going to keep leaving it on, because there's no use taking it off and taking the chance of getting my screen scratched. So I just leave this piece on, in my opinion. So on the bottom, you have headphone jack, so you can monitor audio, and of course a common screw, so you can screw this in to your ball head mount here, and you can put this on top of your camera, or if you have a longer HDMI cord, you can set it on a stand next to the camera, and that's going to be right here on the bottom. Now, on the back, you have your power input, DC 12 volts. You have an HDMI in. You also have an HDMI out, so that means not only does the video be sent from the camera to the monitor can then output that video while you're still getting video on the monitor to a separate monitor. So if you have like a director or somebody that needs to watch what's going on, as well as the camera guy needs to see what's going on, you have the option where both people can now see what is happening in real time. You also have your AV hookups here and your composite hookups here. This is where you're going to plug in a battery. So it takes the Sony NP battery, I believe. It actually has it written down here on the box, I believe. and it takes the Sony MP-F series battery. So you will have to order a battery. That is the first thing I do not like about the monitor, is that it does not come with a battery. So as you can see, it is now hooked up, and as you can see, I have the power outlet plugged in. I'm maybe 4 feet away from the actual wall. That's all I'm gonna get. As well, that's without ordering a separate battery. So you're gonna spend another $20 or $40 on a separate battery on top of the $370 you just spent on the monitor. To get audio playback, I had to hook up the AV, which goes in from mini USB to AV on the Canon T3i. As well, to get video playback, I hooked up the HDMI. Now, I could get rid of the HDMI and run everything via AV, but why would I want to do that? Because the quality in the back of the camera's LCD screen is better than the quality of the monitor if you use the AV hookup. So, of course, I'm going to want to use my HDMI hookup. But again, if I just do HDMI, I'm not going to be able to monitor audio. Again, the audio is not that great for monitoring, just making sure your audio is working. It does have audio bars built into it, and when you're using the monitor, you can see the Magic Lantern setup, which is kind of nice. As well, right now I feel like this monitor is not portable. It's not really a field monitor. And if I'm going to use a monitor that needs to be plugged into a wall without buying a separate battery, then yes, I'm going to use something like my monitor over here, as you guys can probably see, my little HP monitor that I have hooked up from my computer, because it's going to give me HDMI. It's a bigger monitor. It's going to do everything that I need it to do for something small. I don't need a 7-inch screen to be able to monitor something that I'm doing in-house, but definitely in the field I need it. So yeah, that's a little frustrating. That's one thing, one of many things so far that I've not been happy with about the monitor. So we're gonna turn the monitor on, set up the camera, and we're gonna go through all the functions. Go on and turn her on. Just gonna hold down this button right here, and it shall turn on. Make sure our camera's on. Our camera is on. So as you can see, it's showing the screen right here. It's not full, it's a little bit cropped. You have your audio meters here, and I don't have anything turned on in the camera, so I can hit info if I want to, and it gives me a smaller screen with some information down here at the bottom, as well as your audio meters again. There's that. Histograms, going to keep hitting info on the camera, and if I really wanted to, I could go on and turn Magic Lantern on, and I could scroll over to Global Draw and turn that on all modes if I wanted to, and we'll go on and turn off all this extra stuff and go back out, and I could hit info again, and there's my Magic Lantern information there at the bottom. So that's kind of nice. A lot of monitors do not allow for Magic Lantern to be run right into them. Again, this is just mirroring exactly what the camera is doing. So you have your AV option, so we can hit AV. Right now I'm plugged into HDMI. I could switch over to AV if I wanted to, but the quality is going to go down when I switch over to AV. And it's getting no signal. It should automatically get signal when I switch to AV. I don't know why it's not getting any signal. It is plugged in via AV. So again, your composite's there, and HDMI, so we're just going to go back to HDMI. Maybe if I unplugged my HDMI, my AV might come through, so we'll try that out real quick. Again, more issues I feel like I'm running into with this monitor for the price point. There we go, so I had to unplug the HDMI to get the AV to work. So there's the AV. The quality is much worse via AV. So what we're going to do is plug in the HDMI again and go back to HDMI. So give me 1 second. No signal on the AV, that cuts that out. So, and back to HDMI. We are now back to HDMI, and let's go into your settings. So we're going to hit the in mode here, and we're going to start out with assistant functions. So we're going to scroll over, and to turn something on and off, you're just going to use your left and right button. So you have the option to do monochrome, we have false color, zebras, we can turn those on, that's something I really do like about the monitor. The zebras work way better than Magic Lantern zebras. And we'll turn the camera back on. Just went to sleep on me there. So the zebras is something that's really awesome, and you can be very specific on how you want to set up your zebras. There's your focus peaking. Oops, we passed it. There's your focus peaking, so it's going to let you know where things are peaking, and you can do low, high, medium light, off. I just leave it off. But again, zebras and focus peaking, I don't know any monitors under this price point that really offer that. Then again, I have not really reviewed that many monitors over the years. Peak color, so you can figure out which color you want to use for your focus peaking, and we're just going to go back to off. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because if peak's turned off, then that doesn't come through. You can got histograms, volume bar, you can turn that on and off, color bar, camera mode, and these are the different modes that it will do. 1080p at 60 hertz, and just turning the camera mode on and off. So we're going to keep that off. And we'll just click return. So and back to off and return. Next is the mark settings. You can do center mark, safe area, and return. So we can go down to safe area, and that can just kind of help you figure out where you want to set your safe area at, which is kind of nice. And then you have center mark. Figure out exactly where your center's at. So we'll click return. Image. You got your scan mode, dot to dot, zoom, flip horizon, flip horizontal, flip vertical, freeze, and we'll go back to return. Color settings. You've got brightness, contrast, saturation, color, temperature, red, green, blue, return. So this is a way to get your color settings of the monitor very specific. Another feature I do like about this monitor, so if you need to calibrate it, you can do a very good job of calibrating it, which I am a big fan of that. Again, something else that a lot of monitors do not offer on the market. We'll go back into it, and then we got shortcuts. So we can set up shortcuts. These little guys down here, there's 4 of them, and you can set up exactly what you want to be on them. So if I have this left one set up, I could set this left one up to turn on my false color or zebras. I could turn my zebras on and off with left. So we'll go back out. We'll go back to return, and we'll go down to exit, and I can turn my zebras on and off right here. So that's really nice. So I can do that on the fly, on the go. It's something I really do like about the monitor. Back to the menus and our last menu, other settings. This is kind of important, some of the stuff in here. One, you got your languages, so you can switch your language really easy. Transparency, if you need to use that. Volume, you set your volume, as well as HDMI audio. Again, I don't get any feedback via HDMI. So what I had to do is I had to go in and set it up to AV so that my AV hookup is capturing my audio for the headphones, where the HDMI doesn't seem to work. I don't know if that's a problem with the actual monitor or the beta version they sent me out. This is where you would do your software updates. So if they have any firmware updates, you do that, and then you can reset all your functions. Again, anytime you just want to go back out to the main screen, just hit the M, and it will just take you back out. So exit, and that's the monitor. So all in all, $370 for this monitor I think is a little outrageous for the price for what they offer you. I think that they fixed a few things that it would be more than worth the $370. It needs a battery, definitely 1 to 2 batteries to come with it. The audio functions need to work a lot better, and certain pieces need not to malfunction as well. I need, if I'm hooking in HDMI, I'd like to be able to monitor audio that way. I do not like hooking up a second cord to monitor audio. So all in all, I mean, if I had to rate this item like 1 to 5, I'd give it like a 2. I'm not happy at the price point. It does offer some functions that other monitors on the market for the price point doesn't offer, but again, it's got a lot of holdbacks in my opinion. So there is my review of the Aputure Vs-3 monitor. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There will be a link down below if you do want to check it out, or if you are interested in it. Again, the company sent this out to me just to test it out. Here's my honest review of it. I'm not paid by the company to do this review. Check us out on Twitter at Media Unlocked, Facebook at David D Images, and of course our website at MediaUnlocked.net. There'll be a full write-up of this as well. You may click the link down below to go read the write-up of it on our website as well. We'll have some pictures on the website of the monitor itself. You guys have a great day. We'll catch you next time.